our next speaker. He's done phenomenal work in the Islamic fintech space. His whole career has been in financial services. Over 20 years experience in financial services. About 7 years in Islamic finance. He's the vice president of advisory services for Saturna Capital, which is home of the Amana mutual funds. Has an MBA from Thunderbird Global Management School, is a graduate of UC Irvine. He is all over, right? Doing presentations, great advocate for Islamic finance because he's out at the community centers, at the local masjids, and at corporates, right? Talking about Islamic finance and educating the folks about Amana Mutual Fund. And for those who follow Amana Mutual Fund, they have performed very well, alhamdulillah, like, mirroring the S&P, sometimes beating the S&P. And Brother Haitham's talk today is customized investment management. Brother Haitham, we started a little late. You have 20 minutes. We'll make it up, through some of our buffer time. So I'll turn it over to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Tanveer. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. It's a pleasure to be with everyone, distinguished guests, and nice to see many familiar faces and names. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I'll try to keep mine short and sweet. I know you guys need a break soon. Brother Tanveer asked me to come and share with you what a custom managed account and our process of what a custom managed account means and does for somebody. So I'm just gonna, give me a second. Inshallah, just let me know if you can see my screen. I believe you can. Tanveer, can you just give me
Yes, we can see your screen.
Bismillah. Okay. So first and foremost, obviously, in this business, we have a lot of disclosures. I'll just keep it brief and summary. This is for educational purposes only. We're not recommending or giving any advice today. What a investment process looks like when it comes to not only the custom managed accounts versus a mutual fund. When you invest on your own, right, and you pick your own stocks, whether using Kestrel's, halal screening or somebody else, you're building your own portfolio, right? You're building your own mutual fund. So if you're feeling comfortable, you can do that. If you need a little bit professional advice, you can pick a fund like ours or others out there. But when it comes to, when it comes to the custom managed account, we use similar processes in the Islamic lens of filtering what goes into whether it's a fund or a custom fund. So just real quick, many of you know this, there's a qualitative filters on top. These are easy. Computers can do these days. There is the financial sector screening. This is more the quantitative work that goes behind the scenes of how companies, looking at companies' data, looking at companies' books, making sure that they are sticking within these parameters that are, given through scholars or Sharia boards, independent boards that we use. One thing about being active versus in this business is basically, you're having a team, and what's unique about Saturna Capital and the amount of funds portfolio managers, and I'll share with you a screen of who they are in a minute, is really, some firms outside, they might go and buy the research from somebody else, or not or get their info from the websites and what have you. But really, as an active manager at Saturna, we are embedded inside. So our portfolio managers, when they're building these portfolios, they are doing the data, the research. They have analysts on their teams. They go out and travel the globe and meet with companies in person, see what really they're doing. What's nice about our investment philosophy at Saturna is that we're not only forbidding the evil, but we're also buying in the good. So we have our Islamic filters, the negative screening, and then we're also looking at the environmental, social governance of these companies, whether it's carbon emission, social responsibility, effectiveness of board management, compensation. And you can see on the right-hand side, we start with 5,000 global stocks that are screened all the way down to a recommended small list, and then that's being put into the portfolios. The difference between a mutual fund where it selects, 30 to 40 stocks to put in the objective of the fund, and and there's mandates and charters within that fund objective. On the custom managed accounts, we can go more, less or more than those number of stocks, and we can have more exposure in a company that maybe a doctor wants likes healthcare, so they would put a little bit more on healthcare side, or someone in IT puts more on the tech side. So those are the customization that can be done. Now, with the customization of a portfolio versus a mutual fund or a fund management is basically, especially in a taxable account. I'm not talking about qualified accounts like retirement where everything's tax deferred. In the custom managed account, there are tax loss harvesting strategies. There are some zakat strategies that can lower our clients' tax burden. As you know, in the United States, we have a lot of taxes on everything. So, we try to minimize those as much as possible. We're having also some real estate exposures in our custom managed portfolios, which gives them another asset class to go into. As a whole, when we do these custom managed accounts, and I know I'm focusing on that today, but I just want to say the importance of also thinking about a financial plan for anybody, whether you don't have to have a lot of money to think about financial plan. And this is more important to me because this is the why I'm in this business, is the education of folks to understand that pre-planning is really important and to start early. And when you do a financial plan, we offer those as well, but there's others out there that offer it, is really look at a 40,000 level view of your retirement goals, of your education planning goals for the kids, grandkids. Look at healthcare costs, look at Social Security, look at Islamic wills, trust, estate planning, asset protection. So with that, you go into these pillars in deeper details with every client, and you try to put a plan. Obviously, it's not set in stone or guaranteed, but allows for that, roadmap to help you get to that success. So we do that part of this, the customization, and as I mentioned, we talk about purification, portfolio, zakat calculation, and so forth. Just a little bit about Saturna, as Brother Tanvir mentioned. Alhamdulillah, we actually incorporated in 1989 as a company, but the fund started in 1986 with the Amana Income Fund. We do have 4 funds: the Amana Income, Amana Growth, Amana in Developing World Fund, and the Participation or Sukuk Fund. We have over 110 employees worldwide. We are headquartered in beautiful Bellingham, Washington, which is, if you've never been, this is a picture of the area. It's north of Seattle, closer to the Vancouver border. We do have 4 wholly owned subsidiaries. We have an office in Malaysia. We have a trust company where we offer corporate trust services. We have our brokerage, and we do have a camp. So if anyone is interested in checking out, if you have a Boys Scout or something, it's a beautiful site in outside of Bellingham. This is the team of our portfolio managers. They're from across the board, across the backgrounds and industries and focuses. Some are tech focused, some are international, what have you. But alhamdulillah, we have many have their certified financial analysts, CPA, MBAs, and so forth. And as I said, this team not only does the research behind, so they're not buying any research, it's all done internally, but they're also going out, and they're the ones who are, alhamdulillah, building these portfolios and funds. This is a quick timeline of the history of Saturna. As I said, started in 1986, and we are the first and largest Islamic asset manager in the United States. And just summary, we do offer low fee structure. We do focus on the both the negative screening and the positive screening, if you will. And then we do have a multinational investment team. So in a nutshell, Tanvir, when someone wants to, why would they do a custom managed account? Basically, they don't want to manage it themselves. They want to have somebody take care of that responsibility in a discretionary basis versus, managing it, like I mentioned in the beginning, where someone can go and create their own fund or buy a fund. This is for somebody who, might want to have a different strategy to their overall portfolio. So there's many reasons why someone would want to take a look at this. And if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer. And hopefully, I give some time back to keep you guys on track.
Thank you, Brother Haitham. Let's just look at the chat. I'm monitoring the chat. Yeah, so someone has asked for your contact information. I'll go ahead and provide it to them. I'm just going through some of the other chat. Okay. Right. I'll point them to you. If there's any other questions, this is the opportunity now to post it in the Q&A. Yeah, and a bunch of people have asked whether the recording is available. So we'll make it available on our YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and do a search for Halal Money Forum, you will find the episode 2, recording of the episode 2, which was October in Silicon Valley. It was a hybrid event. We have the entire recording there. Also, if you do a search for Halal Money Show, episode 1 was done through a partner company, Bay Muslim Media. So we have that fireside chat with Junaid Wahidna, which got a whole bunch of views, and the entire event is under Halal Money Show if you look it up on YouTube. But a couple of questions. What's your fee, brother? What's your fees, right? I know it's a very broad question, but you probably get that a lot.
Yeah, actually, so we have a flat structure. So it's a $2,500 for the custom managed account. Basically, 2,500 flat fee plus 0.5% on the first 5 million. It's our starting point for a custom managed account is $1 million. The reason why, if you go below, it's really better and cheaper to be in the funds, although we are coming with a product that will able to give you some guidance with the funds if you go that route. So that's coming hopefully soon. But it is but just so you know, it's a relative question because it also depends on the portfolio managers, with the investment policy that you come up with the portfolio manager is, how much cash to have on the side. And we don't manage on holding, we don't charge on managing cash. Of course, that's for, opportunities that come up. But also, let's say your risk profile comes to say, you need to be, 20% or 30% in something conservative. So it's easier and better for the client to be in our Sukuk fund that offers that conservative approach to the portfolio, and we don't double dip if it goes to the funds. So net, your actual effective rate is going to be less than that what I explained. But I'm happy to look at each client's overall portfolio and give you some advice on that. One other thing I wanted to mention with being an active manager, with what's going on around the world, we have the opportunity and the privilege and obligation to look at something that may be in the funds, whether in the mutual funds or the custom portfolios, that may be questionable. And so, we've taken appropriate actions, one just very recently in the last month, and you'll see the difference between what we held in one of the funds versus today. So alhamdulillah, that allows us for that not only obligation but opportunity to whether it's something that's not good that we have to make a change, or even on the other side, when there's something good that we feel like we can change in the portfolio, we will do that as well. So
great. I think someone tried to clarify. So Amana, mutual funds, and Saturna. So Saturna is the organization, Amana is your product, right? Could you just clarify that?
That's another way of saying it. Yeah, Amana is it has a Muslim board that has hired Saturna as advisors to the funds over the last 36 years or so. So yes, it's just it's a holding company, and we have different umbrellas under Saturna Capital that offers different services. But over 99% of the companies focuses on Amana.
And are there any 12B1 fees?
No, our investor, it's a no load fund fee. We have two share classes if you're looking at the funds. It's a no load, so there's no upfront fees or no back end fees. I believe the investor share classes, if we're talking about 12B1 with institutionals, if it's there are some of those, but it's a no load fund. Yeah.
Great. This was awesome. Thank you so much, Brother Haitham. We always enjoy having you or your colleagues, Muneem or Owais, join us, and appreciate that. And hopefully, we'll continue doing that in the future as well. I wish you the very best. I know it's a Saturday. You spend time with us, and look forward to seeing you when I'm in Southern California, inshallah.
Inshallah. Nice
Yeah.
to be with everyone. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.